class. I am Cora Matzek. I'm the business development manager for the retail sales team with NuView Trust Company, and I'm really excited to be able to present this topic. We're going to be introducing NuView Trust Company and what we do as a whole for those of you who are unfamiliar with what we do and who we are. So we'll go ahead and get started. At the end of the presentation, we'll make time for questions. So hold on to your questions. We'll make time for those. We'll make sure to get to everyone. So we'll go ahead and get started. Before we actually get into the presentation portion, I do want to put an emphasis on we are not any real estate attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, things of that nature. What I would encourage you to do is reach out to those people who know your financial situations best and get advice from them. We are a passive custodian. That means that we just hold your funds and you tell us where you want those funds directed. So we do not provide any tax, legal, or investment advice, nor do we sell investments. We custody IRAs, ESAs, and HSAs, and 401ks that hold alternative investments chosen by the client. So about us, so NuView Trust Company. NuView Trust Company is a premier regulated custodian for self-directed alternative investments, primarily held in IRA and retirement accounts. NuView IRA provides administrative services and processing on behalf of NuView Trust Company. NuView IRA has been open since 2003 and has over 12,000 clients, and we are still growing. NuView IRA holds $2 billion in assets, and our office is located in Longwood, Florida, just outside of Orlando, if you're not familiar with Longwood. And our core values are passion, integrity, serving others, and accountability. If you do want to find out more information, you can always contact us directly at 407-367-3472. We'll make time for you to be able to reach us in other ways as well, too, via social medias and stay in the know with us towards the end of the slide. But some of you who are already existing clients or want to become clients and prefer calling now, you can reach us at this number. We do have a list of our other departments as well, too. So real estate and notes, private equity, and our brokerage team, all of their numbers are listed. Please screenshot this information. Again, we'll provide more information if you miss this slide. So our services offered. So you hear the terminology a lot, self-directed IRAs. And what is that? We'll go into that here. What is a self-directed IRA? We get this question a lot. And it is an IRA which the IRA owner directs all investment decisions. But self-direction is a marketing term, not a type of IRA. So it's strictly a marketing term. The way that I like to describe it to clients who have never heard of this terminology before is it's whatever your custodian allows you within their menu of options, and you self-direct your funds within those menu of options. So you more than likely are commonly aware of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and utilizing your IRAs to invest in those, and you self-direct those investments within the range of options or the menu that your current custodian allows you. The way that I like to describe it is NuView allows you to do, we also have a trade platform as well too. However, our menu of options is a little larger that includes alternative assets. So, and we'll get into those here shortly. So it's not a type of IRA. It is just a marketing term. So what are the benefits of self-direction? Well, there's diversification, tax savings for sure, and investing in what you know best. I speak to a lot of realtors or I speak at a lot of brokerages as well too, who are familiar with the real estate market right now, properties, things of that nature, but they currently are only investing in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Well, diversify your asset and investing in what you know best is another way to get more bang for your buck because you are familiar with that market. So a little bit more in-depth explanation of what self-directed IRA is. And it is an IRA in which the IRA owner directs all investments in the account. So I always say this as well too. The policies, regulations, laws surrounding IRA, every custodian needs to follow. There aren't any custodians who have different type of IRAs or their own version of an IRA. It is exactly the same across the board nationwide. There's no legal distinction between a self-directed IRA and any other IRA except with a truly self-directed IRA, meaning you can choose within the menu of options where you want to direct your funds. And you're saving for retirement. Use the account to save for to retire comfortably however you wish. And you choose. The owner of the account chooses where that money goes. And these are a list of the plans that we offer here at NuView Trust Company. So, of course, you have your traditional Roth, employer-based plans, so solo 401ks, SEP IRAs, and simple IRAs. And take note of these specialty plans as well, too. So what's really great about these specialty plans is a lot of people don't consider growing these specialty plans like an HSA or an ESA alongside your retirement account. So that's some food for thought there. What's different about the education savings account, the Coverdell account, if you're not familiar with this type of education savings account, I'll explain briefly on what it entails. And what's great about this is it's used for educational purposes. So for example, there are plans out there that are strictly for if your child wants to go to college one day. Well, what happens if you save 18 years and your son or daughter are ready for college and they come and have that conversation with you that they do not want to go to college? What do you do with all of the funds that you have saved for the past 17, 18 years? Does that plan allow it to transfer? What if you don't have another child to transfer it for? What does that look like? Have you thought that through? What's great about this education savings account plan is that this can be used for any qualifying educational expense. An example could be private school tuition, supplies like computers, things of that nature. So what's really great about this is the flexibility that it offers. And max contributions are $2,000 annually, and anyone can be a depositor. So I think that's really great too. Health savings accounts. There are many of you out there who have the high deductible high deductible insurance plans. You can also qualify for a health savings account, and we also custody those as well. Alternative investments. You hear this terminology a lot with us. And what is an alternative investment? So alternative investment is essentially anything that you can do that the IRS doesn't prohibit. So for example, we're talking real estate, private lending, cryptocurrency, precious metals, and we'll get into that here. So anything that the IRS doesn't prohibit, and the IRS prohibits very few transactions, and we will get into that. But here are some examples. Limited partnerships, joint ventures, trusts, LLCs, fix and flips. Take note of syndication. If you're not familiar with syndication, we actually have a syndication division here. Syndications are going to be people who are raising capital for much, much, much larger projects, millions and millions of dollars. And what they do is they seek out people who want to invest in these syndication deals, and they create these deals and build these properties, whatever it might consist of, and then you receive a percentage of how much you've put in. So as I mentioned, we do have a syndication division. If you do have more specific questions on syndication, you can reach out to us and we can get you to that department. But also later on, we will be having more in-depth classes on what syndication is and what we do. So real estate investing, what does that look like? So this could be rentals, Airbnbs, foreclosures, real estate contracts, unimproved land, fix and flips. Precious metals, gold, silver, platinum, all these other ones listed. Precious metals, you can utilize your IRA to invest in. One thing about investing in precious metals is verify where your precious metals will be stored. We do not store your precious metals here. Again, we're just the custodian that holds your funds. So if you do invest in precious metals, one thing that you should consider is where you would have those precious metals stored. Private equity, so trusts, LLC companies, limited partnerships, and joint ventures. These would be an example of private equity. We do have a private equity department to answer questions on the upcoming deals that you might have. Touched on cryptocurrency, so that is another alternative investment that you can utilize your IRA. So Bitcoin, I'm sure you're familiar with Bitcoin, and these are some other options that we have as well too, that you can utilize your IRA to invest in. Advantages of working with NuView. So you have the control and you have the flexibility of where you want your funds directed. Earlier, I mentioned that you should invest in what you know best. And if cryptocurrency is your thing, why not utilize your funds and start saving for retirement in a tax advantage way, in something that you're familiar with, or those realtors or brokers. You're familiar with the real estate market, the trends, diversify your assets. Maybe you do like to invest in stocks and bonds and mutual funds, but you have that familiarity that allows you to explore other markets. So diversifying your assets as well too, to save for retirement in a tax advantage way, is a strategic move. Tax advantages for sure. So we always say when you're utilizing your IRA, you're investing in a tax-free or tax-deferred environment. So your Roth or traditional accounts is what we're typically speaking of. An example would be with your Roth, you've already paid the taxes on your initial contribution. So, and however large you grow that account, you're not taxed on that growth. Your traditional accounts, you're tax deferred. You're paying the taxes when it's time to take those funds out. So you're taxed on the funds taking out, and then of course what that looks like as far as income at the time of your withdrawal for both accounts. Planning for retirement, personalized support, and investment education. So we're educators by trade. We love getting out there and educating people on what you can do with your self-directed IRA, what this looks like. Most of the time as a business development manager, when I'm out and about at events, I'm introducing the topic of utilizing your IRA to invest in alternative assets. And the reality is that this option has been available to people since the beginning of time, since the beginning of traditional assets, or traditional accounts were created. You've always been able to invest in alternative assets. What we commonly hear, though, is of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So educators by trade. So I do have a success story. We've changed the client's name for privacy protection. So meet Sarah Thompson, who transformed her retirement using a self-directed IRA, educating herself on real estate opportunities. Sarah strategically diversified her portfolio, weathering marketing challenges. Approaching retirement, her real estate investments provided financial freedom and a legacy through a family trust. Sarah's story showcases the power of self-directed IRAs to turn financial dreams into reality. So this is an example of one of our clients who was able to see success utilizing her self-directed IRA and investing in real estate. And what she was able to do with that is keep that in the family and grow her retirement account, tax-free or tax-deferred, and be able to enjoy it ultimately. And that's what our main goal is, right? Is being able to enjoy retirement and have that financial security. So a little bit more about our investment education and resources. So we do also offer podcast listening options. So All About Alts is our podcast, and a little description about it is: ready to take part in the alternative investment revolution? Join us at Join us with NuView Trust President Jason DeBono as he covers a variety of topics and brings on guest speakers of all kinds to help you find your way to financial freedom. So we have guests that come and speak on their areas of expertise and give us insight on their success stories, their trials and tribulations that they've had to go throughout their careers. And it's great to see a different insight and different perspective on what people are doing with their IRAs or what they're doing in the alternative investment world, right? So we offer these live classes every Tuesday. We love to be able to give people different topics, different thought processes on what you can do in the alternative investment world. And we love to have you on that journey. So if you want to go ahead and reach us, again, that 407-367-3462 is the best number to reach us at. You can also visit our office, 280 South Ronald Reagan Boulevard, Longwood, Florida. You can meet us, meet people of different teams. And also you can reach us at our website, NuViewTrust.com. You'll find more information to our educational resources. We have some IRS guidelines that are on there as well too. But what you also can do is you can scan this QR code and you can schedule a free consultation with an IRA specialist. We can figure out what's your end game goal and what you're wanting to do. And then ultimately you can fill out an application and start to your journey on self-direction. Another big topic that I want to speak on is our AltsCon coming in February. This is where we put everyone in the room who wants to know about alternative investment. We have speakers coming in to speak on their area of expertise and give everyone different pieces of knowledge and insight. Really, really excited about this. February 22nd and 23rd, 2024. It's going to be in the downtown Marriott or in Orlando. Registration has opened. Their tickets are selling fast. Scan this QR code. It takes you directly to the registration link. You'll also see more information about AltsCon and what's coming up with that. And staying in the know, we do have a heavy presence on social media. So if you scan this QR code, there's a link to our Instagram, our Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. We do videos like this all the time, shorts, and also upcoming events. So with that, that concludes the presentation aspect of today's class. I'd love to be able to open up the floor for our questions. Any live questions that we have out there?
So we have a couple from online. The first one is, can you explain the process of making contributions to a self-directed IRA?
Yeah, so contributions, I mentioned earlier in the presentation that a self-directed IRA is no different than any other IRA that you have with your custodian or what your knowledge is. So exact same way you would make a contribution to your current IRA, you would do it the same way with your self-directed IRA. There's no legal distinction. So if you are opening an account and transferring funds from IRA to IRA, or if you're doing a rollover from a 401k to an IRA, or if you're doing your annual contributions by funding it via check, you would do it the same way you would do that with your self-directed IRA.
Great. And then another question was, what options are available for withdrawing funds from an IRA?
Well, so again, there's no legal distinction between a self-directed IRA and your IRA. I will let you know that the same laws, regulations apply to a self-directed IRA, where if you are going to be withdrawing, keep in mind of those penalties that you could be facing. I will mention, though, transferring your funds from custodian to custodian or rolling over your funds from custodian to custodian is not a taxable event. So you're just changing custodians. So you will not be penalized or taxed on that transfer or rollover.
And the last question was, how does NuView provide support and guidance to account holders?
That's a really, really good question. I love answering questions like this. I think what's great about us is the heavy presence that we have on trying to educate and our clients or people who are unfamiliar with this strategy, and the obsession that we have of getting different insights from different people and different parties to come in and speak on what they've done in the alternative investment world. And we're here for you. So we have different departments that can assist you with where you want your funds directed, and as far as opening your accounts as well too. We're there for you within each step of the way of your alternative investment journey. So the moment you get on the phone with us and let us know that you want to become a client, we get you that application over. It's a more personalized approach. And then with each team, we're willing to assist you and help you guide your investment journey.
Great, and those were all the questions.
Great. Well, thank you so much. If you do have any other questions, please scan those QR codes, reach out to us. We're really happy to help. And if we don't have the answer that you're looking for example, if you do have a finance question or a legal question, we can get you in touch with people that we've worked with in the past and do our best to be of assistance.